Good morning, children. Today we are going to study the science chapter of class 7th. My name is Tara. I am taking you science classes from now. Welcome to science class, children of 7th. This is your textbook, which is different from your 6th standard textbook, and we have different pictures on it to the side of your wrapper. Covering page is very picturized one, where you see so much of natural things and about different things. So you may be amazed to see all these things in a cover page, and it's very attractive for you. And here are some experiments and activity photos also. It means you will understand about different activities in this book when you are going to study it. Your complete science chapters will be taken by me. So let me brief you what are the chapters and how many chapters are there in your science book. So chapter 1, nutrition in plants, chapter 2, nutrition in animals, and chapter 3, fiber to fabrics, and then heat, chapter 4, then chapter 5, acids, base and salts, then chapter 6, physical and chemical changes, chapter 7, weather, climate and adaptation of animals to climate, chapter 8, winds, storms and cyclones, chapter 9, soil, chapter 10, respiration in organisms, then chapter 11, transportation in animals and plants, chapter 12, reproduction in plants, motion and time, chapter 14, electric current and its effects, chapter 15, light, chapter 16, water, chapter 17 is forests, our lifeline, and the last chapter will be chapter 18, wastewater story. Here we will divide our chapters into 3 different parts of science, that is branches of science: physics, chemistry and biology. So let us see which chapters come to physics and which chapters are going to come in the branch of chemistry, and which are the chapters that is related with the branch of biology. So children, from this year we are going to learn as 3 branches of science, that is physics, chemistry and biology. So you can note it down which chapters belong to biology branch, which chapter belongs to chemistry and which chapter belongs to physics. So I have marked here with P, C and B, where P stands for physics, C for chemistry and B for biology. So first two chapters, they are belonging to biology: nutrition in plants and nutrition in animals. Then fiber to fabric, it belongs to chemistry branch, where I marked it with C. So you understand now what this P, C and B stands for: physics, chemistry and biology. So even you can mark it down in the same way in your textbook with pencil, that is P, C and B, that's physics, chemistry and biology. If you have already taken your textbooks, mark it down as P, C and B looking into this video, so that you will be clarified which chapter belongs to which branch of science, whether physics, chemistry or biology. So first 2 chapters are biology, third is chemistry, fourth physics, fifth and sixth chemistry, 7th biology, 8th physics, 9th chemistry, 10th biology, 12th biology. 13th, 14th and 15th chapters are physics. 16th is biology. 17th, 18th are also biology. So children, now you got which chapter belong to which branch of science? Physics, chemistry or biology. So our first chapter is nutrition in plants. So first chapter is biology of class 7th, nutrition in plants. So let us see what are the things we are going to learn in this nutrition in plants chapter. In this chapter we learn what is nutrition, modes of nutrition in plants. So there are different modes of nutrition in plants: autotrophic, heterotrophic, saprotrophic and symbiotic. Then comes the next thing, which is what is photosynthesis, what is its importance. So all these things we are going to learn with respect to nutrition in plants. Nutrition. Nutrition is how it is making by giving the nutrients to the growth and development of the plant. So the nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization to its growth and development. So nutrition means taking food into the body and its utilization means use it, and its use by the body. Or here body is plant. So and its use by the plants for the process of growth and development. Growth and development. So this is what nutrition means. Nutrition is taking food into the body and its use by the plants or by the body for the process of growth and development. Nutrition, when the plants prepare their own food. The plants prepare their own food. That is, they doesn't depend on anyone, they prepare their own food. Then they are called as autotrophic nutrition. Then comes heterotrophic nutrition, which means depends for food on others. That is, a plant, when it needs food, it depends on others for food. That type of plants is called as heterotrophic nutrition in plants. Then comes saprotrophic nutrition. When for nutrition a plant depends on other dead particles, means it depends on other dead particles for its nutrition. Depends on dead particles or organisms for their nutrition. So this is called as saprotrophic nutrition. Then comes symbiotic nutrition. What is symbiotic nutrition? Symbiotic nutrition is that when each and every one, means both the dependent and both or two plants are dependent on each other. when each other share the nutrients within each other, one for shelter and the other for nutrient, means they share, shelter and nutrients from each other, they share. So that is called as symbiotic nutrition. So I want you to write these things in the form of definitions. So what is autotrophic nutrition? The first question will be, so the first question I am going to give you here is, define nutrition in plants. Nutrition in plants. So you have to tell how the meaning of nutrition in plants. B. The first question will be, what is autotrophic nutrition? Then second, what do you mean by heterotrophic nutrition? Then the third question for you will be, define. All the questions are about telling the meaning of the types of or modes of nutrition itself. All are asking the meanings of the modes of nutrition itself, but the way the question we have framed are different. But first is, what is autotrophic nutrition? What do you mean by heterotrophic nutrition? Define saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic also will say, and sapro or saprotrophic nutrition. Then fourth, give the meaning of symbiotic nutrition. See here, when we write WH questions, we are going to put the question mark. But when we are writing define, give, describe, this type of question, we will not put the question mark. We are just putting a full stop. So these 4 questions you need to answer. So you write this diagram in your classwork. Understand the meaning of each mode of nutrition given here, what it actually means. Okay, so 4 modes of nutrition: autotrophic, heterotrophic, saprotrophic and symbiotic. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then you are going to answer these questions with the help of that diagram. So I hope it is not difficult for you. It's very easy to understand and write the answers for these questions. Keep it in your mind, whatever you read, happily, be happy. The question is there and the answer is there with you itself. No need to go anywhere. Stay at home, stay safe, stay healthy. After answering these questions, okay, define nutrition in plants, what is autotrophic nutrition, what do you mean by heterotrophic nutrition, define saprophytic or saprotrophic nutrition, give the meaning of symbiotic nutrition. You are coming to know the definitions of each of the headings, that is under which heading we are reading this chapter. So you know the meaning of all these things. Next we are going to make one activity, that is making note in each type of nutrition, some examples for each type of nutrition. So we'll start first in the form of a column. We'll put a column like this. So we will make a column like this with 5 columns and some 5 to 6 rows, where we will have the things in first column as serial number, then autotrophic nutrition examples, heterotrophic nutrition examples, saprotrophic nutrition examples, symbiotic nutrition example. So one example I am going to show you. The remaining things you need to fill up with the examples. So now I have written example for each of the following. Coriander, it's a vegetable and it grows by taking itself the food, that is, it is autotrophic. Pitcher plant, it eats up the insects and it depends on other. So here heterotrophic we can call as insectivorous also. Sometimes it not only depends on the plants but also on the insectivores, insects. So it's also called as insectivorous nutrition also. Insectivorous plants, they are called as insectivorous plants, which eats the insects, they are called as insects also. So they are called as insectivorous plants, and the nutrition happening is heterotrophic nutrition. So if it eats insects, they are called as insectivorous plants, and as it depends on others, therefore it is heterotrophic nutrition. Then saprotrophic nutrition, I am giving the example mushroom, that it grows on the decayed material, therefore it is depending on the dead particles or dead organisms for nutrition. As it depends on the decayed or dead material, it can be coming under the saprotrophic nutrition. Then symbiotic nutrition, that is, I have given here an example of rhizobium. Rhizobium is a bacteria which converts nitrogen, that is atmospheric nitrogen, into the soluble form inside the mud so that it can be easily used by the roots of the plant. Therefore it is a bacteria. The food for it is given by the plants. From the plants they are getting the food in the sharing method, that it is sharing the nitrogen with the plants. They are interrelated, means they are sharing the food and nutrition to each other. This is bacteria is giving nitrogen to plants and it is having the shelter with the plants and get the food from the plants. So in this way you need to write some examples for each of the following, that is three examples for each of autotrophic nutrition, heterotrophic nutrition, saprotrophic nutrition and symbiotic nutrition. So I'll be waiting for your worksheet and we'll continue the remaining part, that is photosynthesis and how the photosynthesis takes place and how the nutrients are replenished in the soil. All these things we'll come to know in our next class.